Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have been meaning to do book clubs, which I call book reviews on my channel, reviewing the books that I really love. Thank you so much for the love I've been seeing on the channel, the people who've liked, commented, shared my videos. Keep liking them. I promise to bring you more content. So we're starting today with Amanda Dambuza's Baked in Pain. It says your traumatic past may just be the fuel you need to solve. Amanda S. Dambuza. So if you want a copy and are based in Lesotho, I'm currently selling copies of this book. They go for 200. You can inbox me on any of my socials, being Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You will find me in the same name. I'll get straight into the book review. First of all, it's a simply written book. I really loved it a lot, and it's quite short. As you can see, it's very short. I think I finished it in 2 weeks, only because I was doing my other work, my 9 to 5 and other things on the weekend. But otherwise, it's a short book. You can finish it in whatever time you like. So, Baked in Pain is a book where Amanda Dambuza runs us through her life story. She really tells us about her childhood and how she ended up being where she is today, which is in her 40s, and as a businesswoman in South Africa, doing very well. I'd like to say the first thing that she does talk about in the book, as you can even see the cover, it talks about rejection, death, abuse. She details all those things in this book because these are the things that she went through. She talks about how she grew up. I think she says she grew up in KZN, which is KwaZulu-Natal, how she grew up and who is her mother and father. But she does explain about the abandonment that she faced in her childhood. Her mother abandoned her and also her father, but she details a lot her relationship with her mother, who she thought at one point had passed on, while at another point she was having hope that her mother might come by any other day to walk and come and fetch her. She grew up with her relatives, who later on went to physically and sexually abuse her, and then she took the decision to run away from home. She does detail how she went through school. She went through school during apartheid days in South Africa. And I'd really like to say one of the biggest things from the book that you really see is how Amanda was so determined to succeed. She wanted to scrub off the fact that she was abused, grew up as a victim of abuse. And I think one of the things that she points out is that her belief in God really made her who she is today. She wanted to break free from the abuse, and secondly, she channeled all her energy to her studies. It was not easy for her to get into university, but she did all she can to get into university. But she channeled all this energy that she was supposed to be angry at her parents, but she channeled it into her studies, and then she was able to break free from poverty, which she grew up in, and then was able to be a businesswoman later on in life. But I'd like to say another thing that I realized in this book was that she details a lot about how kids are told bad or good things and how those things went on to shape them. What do we tell our kids? What do we say to them? What are some of the messages that we tell to our kids? As we know that anything that you suffered in your childhood is bound to shape you, unless you want to break free and be intentional about going through counseling so that you get through all your childhood traumas. So for her, she was very intentional about wanting to be set free from all her childhood traumas, which is the sexual abuse and the physical abuse, and also the abandonment. In one of the chapters, it's called Cracked But Not Broken, she details step by step what she did so that she can heal. She took the decision to heal. She remembered to who she was, And she says it's also important to acknowledge that the abuse did happen, and then you break the silence. I think in the book, that's also part of her trying to break the silence. We know that even in the days that we live in, abuse is still very much rife. But when you break the silence, that's when she wants to show people that you are not the only one who suffered abuse. I was not the only one, but you can also make the decision to heal. And also how she was able to trust again. She does detail that she went on to get married and she met her partner and then went on to have kids. So in one of the chapters, she does detail that it's been said that victims of abuse are likely to be abused again in future. As you know, if you've been sexually or physically abused, if you don't take a conscious and intentional decision to go for counseling and heal, studies do tell us that the likelihood is that you will be abused again. But she denied that with her life. She did not want to be a statistics. She did not want to be a victim, so she took a decision to heal and go through counseling. It's a really powerful book, and I would recommend people to buy it and read it. I know some people might think it's quite hectic when they see the sexual and the physical abuse, but I think it's one of the timely books where in this day and age people are struggling so much also with mental health because of the things that they experienced either in their childhood or they are already experiencing now. I would say go ahead and buy this book. I would really highly recommend it. In the last chapters of the book, as if it was not enough, she grew up quite poor and abused and made this decision to get educated. She went on to work and then later on started her own businesses, which is what she's currently doing now. She's an entrepreneur in South Africa and she's doing quite very, very well as a black woman in business in South Africa. She stresses a lot that a lot of us stay in the victim mentality and don't take a decision to heal. And I think it's a book of determination. It's a book that shows you that you can go through hard things in life, but you can come out stronger. It shows that your childhood traumas or the difficulties or the hardships that you faced can sharpen you to be a better person. And I think I relate so much to this book. A lot of us went through poverty and pain, and even today we are still battling to get out of it so that we can do better for the future of our children. And I love how she's not apologetic about the fact that she's working hard for her money and she's working hard to give her kids a better life and a future. And she always says to her kids to be grateful. Even when you follow her on Instagram, you'll see that she really does detail her life so much about the business that she does, even when she goes on holidays. And I think it's good that as a black woman, she's not apologetic about the life that she's leading, because she's where she is because she worked hard. And I was very inspired when I read the book and I saw that you can really get out of the poverty that you might have grown up in, and you can be a person of note. Because that's what I call her. She's a person of note. She's one of the respected entrepreneurs in South Africa, because it does go to show that if you are intentional about your life, the habits that you developed today, what you do on a daily basis, your life can really change for the better. And later on in the book, she says, if it was not enough that I was abused and I grew up poor, she details that she had a cancer scare. I think just when she just turned 40, there was a cancer scare and she had to go to the hospital and be operated. So without saying much, so that you buy the book, get your copies for 200. And I think if you're in South Africa and in other countries, it is available on Amazon. So get the book on Amazon and on Amanda Dambuza's website if you are in South Africa. And if you are in Lesotho, like I said, inbox me, Pinky Manomogwena on Facebook, P Manom on Instagram, and Manom Pinky on Twitter to get your copy of Baked in Pain. I will rate it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, a comfortable 4 out of 5. It's a really inspiring book. I loved it so much. So get your copies, guys. I'll not say much so that you see the need to buy it. Thank you for watching. we will be reviewing some more books that I read in this year and some of the books that we read in my book club with my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.